So progressives believe that there's a happy future. And in fact, and their minds are focused that way. It's a complete contrast to conservatives. Conservatives are what used to be normal in this country. The founders were conservatives. Even the idea is in their view of history was such that they're focused, conservatives generally, of course, are focused on the past. That is, on learning from the past. This is what human beings have been like for 3,000 years. Democracies have been tried, monarchies have been tried, aristocracies have been tried, and these are the problems. And they didn't think that democracy was a big solution. They thought, like Churchill, it's the worst system except for all the rest. And they were very conscious of the flaws of preceding democracies, which is why they instituted the checks and balances. So conservatives are pragmatists, and that's why they're so hungry for deals. My message to Republicans, don't make any deals that help the Democrats and Obama for the next year, please. You can make deals when you are in the driver's seat. Don't make deals from weakness. Progressives are focused on the future. And what's the chief characteristic of the future? It's imaginary. It's never the future they are focused on never existed in human history. And as conservatives, we understand it can never exist. It's an impossible dream and a very, very destructive one, as we know from the history of progressive movements in the 20th century, which killed 100 million people in peacetime. Hitler killed them in wars. He killed plenty in peace, but he didn't kill 100 million people. It took a progressive to do that. It is as I've said in many places, a crypto-religion. The world is a fallen place. And we're going to save it. This is what makes them so dangerous. They see themselves as a savior. A decent, I would say authentic, but an authentic religion says the world is a really screwed up place. And human beings are incapable of unscrewing it. But when we die, you have a faith. You can't know, you have a faith. My friend Christopher Hitchens could not know there was no God. That's just his religious faith. But a true religionist has the faith that it'll all be sorted out on the other side when we see face to face. That's the only kind of redemption, or belief in redemption, that I can respect. People who believe the redemption will take place in this life and they're going to be part of it, that's the Hitlers, that's the Lenins, that's the Maos. And unfortunately, it is the ideology, moderated, of course, but the ideology, moderated for the American framework of the Democratic Party and the progressive left. If we have the power, we can do it. So if you believe that, as I said, that social institutions can change things by getting enough power, then when you look at your opponents, who are the people who are not going along with the program? You see yourself as the army of the saints. Who are they? They're the party of Satan. You are the party of Satan. If you want to understand a so-called liberal, just think of a hellfire and damnation preacher and his mentality. That's what it is. That's why they're rude. They're always interrupting. That's why it doesn't bother them in the least that there are no conservatives on their faculties. Because conservatives are evil. They're spreading ideas that are evil, that are keeping people from enjoying this paradise on earth that they're going to bring about.